This video will make you sound fluent and confident when speaking English. I've combined all the lessons I've learned after recording 250 videos in English as a non-native speaker and helping hundreds of non-native entrepreneurs and content creators improve their English too. So you can just copy us, do the same, and sound clear and confident. And if you follow 4 steps that I've outlined inside this video, you are going to become fluent in 3 to 6 months. Enjoy! First, let me tell you who am I to teach you. My name is Artem, and I'm a non-native English coach. And I've helped more than 400 people inside of my community improve their spoken English, and also have my YouTube channel where I also do the same thing. I teach you how to speak fluent and confident English. And now I work closely with my clients, helping them become fluent so they can sell, teach others, and present in English with clarity and confidence. And I'm not special. I was an introvert. I've never been in an English-speaking country before, and I've never completed any courses on grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation. And yet, I speak fluent English, and I use it for my work for 14 hours every single day. So let's start with the guide. And there's going to be 4 steps inside this guide. 4 steps. Can you see them? So the first step is understanding your real goal. Then we will talk about how to get crystal clear pronunciation. Then we will talk about how you can improve your grammar 0 hours per day. So literally you don't have to do that. And then the last step is to improve your confidence, to sound more confident when you speak so people actually listen to you and you don't sound boring. But let's start with the first step, which is understanding your real goal. So it took me years to figure this out, but my goal and your goal is not to master English. Because what does mastering English even mean? I mean, really think about it. Mastering English means that you probably sound like a native speaker. It's like you're really good at English. That sounds good, but is it really your goal? Because if you want to master English, well, it takes a lot of time to become a master in the craft, right? It takes time to become a master at a specific skill. It probably will take you 5 to 10 years, right? But what we want here is we just want to speak clear and confident English so we can grow our businesses, so we can travel, so we can have amazing network of people from all over the world, right? This is our goal. Our goal is not to master English. So we want to spend a couple of years, not like 5 or 10 years. And one time I was on a call with a guy and he asked me, you know what? Sometimes you say that you help people master their English. What does mastering English even mean? And I was like, you know, honestly, I don't know, which is funny. So even I said this myself, but that was a mistake. So I shouldn't say like mastering English. I should say speak clear and confident English. Because when you want to master English, it implies that you want to know everything. And so this is how mastering English looks like. It's like, oh, shoot, I need to get fluent fast. I need to become like a really good speaker in English. I need to master grammar. I need to find a coach. I need to find a tutor in English. I need to learn 20 idioms to sound like a native speaker. I need to sound like a master. I need to learn 1001 idioms in English. Oh, it's so boring, right? Then it becomes boring. Then you start doubting your abilities to learn English because it's difficult. It's difficult to become a master in a specific skill, right? And you are probably a master in something right now, right? And you just want to learn English so you can sell your skill globally. That's the reason why you're learning English right now. But I offer you a different way of speaking English, which is to just sound clear and confident so you can sell your skills, so you can present yourself, and so you can also teach other people as well. So clear and confident English basically means that instead of learning all of this stuff, you just basically adopt the lifestyle of a clear and confident English speaker. So, for example, I'm just connecting with people in English. I'm speaking to a lot of people in English, and it just feels awesome. I feel amazing. I feel confident when I'm talking to people. Yeah, this is like a funny photo of me going on a Zoom call or on a Google Meet call with some guy. And I also felt confident, and I could speak clear English on that call. I can also record videos in English, and it's not a problem for me. I feel clear and confident when I'm speaking. I can script YouTube videos without a problem flawlessly in English because it's not a problem for me. I have clear and confident English. Well, sometimes I make mistakes when I'm speak. When I'm speaking, I made a mistake, right? And that's fine. That's completely normal. I can still connect with people. people still understand me, and it doesn't take them like long time to understand what I'm talking about, right? And I can also present, I can also teach, I can also read books in English. And this is amazing. I can also travel, I can do all these amazing things. And so it becomes I can, right? I create like a different affirmation. It's like in the beginning, I say that, oh, I can't learn English. It's so difficult. I need to learn grammar. I need to do this. I need to find a teacher, an English guru or something. I need to learn 20 idioms. I can't speak fluent English, right? I can't speak fluent English. I make so many mistakes. But then it becomes I can. That's when you can. That's when you just stop caring about really trying to perfect your English, trying to master your English, and you're just becoming that person who can speak it. And so other people connect to you. You become confident because of that. And you also speak clear English so others understand you on a good level, which is amazing. So here, the emotions are a bit negative. It's like it's boredom, fear, perfectionism, like you're just trying to perfect everything that you say. But here, you switch from boredom, fear, and perfectionism to pleasure. You enjoy the process. You feel grateful for your skill, and you're also confident. So, sounds amazing, right? This is what I'm going to teach you and talk about in this guide. So let me tell you a little secret. Please tell me the difference between these two. So what is the difference between trying to master English and trying to just become a clear and confident speaker? So let me open it up. So the difference is that here you are consuming. You're consuming a lot of information. You're consuming books about how to learn English, books on English grammar. You're consuming videos like 20 idioms to sound like a native. Shadowing exercise is going to make you sound better in English or something like that. Then you're also consuming like textbooks. You're trying to get a teacher. You're trying all these different things and it doesn't work because you're consuming. But here you are just creating and speaking. You adopt a completely different mindset and a completely different lifestyle. Here you're not trying to consume all of this information. You are just trying to speak. You're just trying to improve yourself and you try to create something in English. And when you do that in English, it becomes easier for you to speak it, right? Which is amazing. And that's what I want for you. And you probably know that watching more videos will not make you fluent. You know that you need real practice. You know that you want the second option, which is to create and speak in English instead of just consuming all this information. And that's what we will focus on in this masterclass. So, like I said, we will focus on sounding clear and confident. And we already completed the first step, which is to define the goal. So, our goal is to just sound clear and confident again. And now, let me explain what we're going to do next. So next we will focus on getting crystal clear pronunciation and improving your grammar 0 hours per day. Literally, you won't spend time on learning grammar, and I'm going to explain how. And these first two parts are going to be about just getting clear English. And then the last part is going to be about how you can get confident English. So here I will explain how you can stop sounding so boring when you speak, so people actually listen to you when you speak. Let's start with getting crystal clear pronunciation. The question you probably have right now is, why crystal clear? Our goal is not to sound like a native speaker, right? Well, let me tell you a quick story. One of my clients had a really bad sales call with a native speaker. So let's call the native speaker Bill. Bill spoke too fast and his pronunciation was bad because he had a very heavy British accent. So Bill couldn't sell to my client because he just couldn't understand what Bill was saying, right? When you want to sell something to someone, you want to speak clearly and you want to have good pronunciation, good intonation, and you want to explain everything in like a really simple way. If you don't do it in a simple way, you will lose your client. Do you understand? And so that was the mistake of Bill. Even some native speakers need to learn proper pronunciation, honestly. And if you have bad pronunciation, people will not pay attention to what you are talking about because, well, they just don't understand you. People will not understand you. They will not buy from you. They will not trust you because it's like, oh, this guy, he has such a bad pronunciation. So, I don't know, he seems kind of suspicious. then people will also not watch your YouTube videos or webinars because they just, again, they just don't trust you, right? People watch my videos because they trust me, because I have good English. People trust other native speakers who speak with good English because they trust them, right? Because they have good English. Because there's no barrier between you and the person who is watching your video. And it will take you longer to build a global network and find friends in English. Why? Because, well, they just don't understand what you are talking about. So you want to have good pronunciation. You also want to have good intonation when you're speaking. Because if you just simply ramble and you say everything with good pronunciation, but then you have uh, no intonation, no stress on different words and different sounds, then people will not understand you again, right? So you want to have good pronunciation and good intonation when you speak. And so a lot of people left comments underneath my video saying that you have good, really good pronunciation, really good English and stuff like that. And you can probably judge my English right now and say whether it's good or not. And here's what I did to improve my pronunciation. So I started singing music and I also started shadowing. And these were the two things I did in order to improve my pronunciation. And the thing is, you probably already know this. You already know that you can listen to music and you can sing it and it's going to help you. And shadowing is also really helpful. So let me tell you a quick story. A few days ago, I was talking to a fitness coach named Felix. So this guy is from Sweden and he was teaching me how I can start exercising and how I can do it better. So I've been going to the gym for 2 years. I kind of made some progress, but honestly, my chest muscles are kind of small. I want to get like bigger chest. So I asked him about some exercises to grow my chest. And I actually want to exercise at home now because, well, I don't want to spend like 30 minutes going to the gym and then going back because it just takes like 1 hour of my day. So I decided to just like exercise at home for now. And so I asked him about the best exercises I can do in order to grow my chest and other muscles as well. So he said to me, you should do push-ups. Push-ups is like the best exercise. It's like the best exercise you can do in order to grow your chest. And I was like, yeah, that's really good. I'm doing push-ups already. So, I mean, I haven't learned anything new, right? And then I was like, so, like, I'm making progress. It's good, but like, I'm not growing my chest. And so he asked me, how many push-ups are you doing per week? I mean, per day. So I said to him, I do 60 push-ups per day, 2 times per week. And then he was like, bro, I did 600 push-ups 2 times per week, or sometimes even 3 times per week. I was like, wait, what? 600 push-ups? Really? But then I looked at his pictures where he's like this, he's jacked, and I was like, okay, now I understand. Now I understand. Okay, now I understand why my chest is so small. I definitely need to do 10 times, like 10 times more push-ups, right? It was literally 10 times more than I was doing. So a famous entrepreneur, Alex Hormozy, said that people think that they need to learn more, that they need to learn more information, need to consume all this information. And when I was on the call with this guy, I thought I need to learn more information in order to get jacked, in order to grow my muscle, in order to grow my chest muscles and other muscles as well. When in reality, I just needed to do more. I just needed to do more push-ups. I just needed to do 10 times more push-ups and I would be able to grow my chest and I wouldn't even need all of this advice. I wouldn't even need to go on a call, right? So this is what you need to do. You just need to do more. And this is how it applies to English. I literally did more when I was spending 14 hours a day like a monk learning English. So I made this video a while ago, 4 months ago, about how I studied 14 hours a day learning English like a monk. And you are literally doing 10 times less than me because I spent 14 hours a day and you are probably spending like 2, maybe 3 hours a day learning English, right? So it's not a lot. That's why my pronunciation is better than yours, simply because I spent 10 times more time. Well, I don't have so much time to practice, of course. It's like in this video, I said that I study 14 hours a day, but I also have commitments. I also have business. I also have things I need to do. I also have uh, gym I need to go to at home, of course. I also have different hobbies and activities that I'm doing besides English. Well, the thing is, I didn't have time either, right? But you do have time on weekends. And I also had time on weekends. And I also have time like every day. I have maybe like 1 or 2 hours to practice English. I have time to record videos. And I still wasted most of my time. And you probably waste most of your time too when learning English. So this is the main problem. You're just wasting a lot of time and you're trying to learn all of this advice and it just doesn't help you. Why? Because you just want to spend more time doing one single activity, which is to just do push-ups, right? So push-ups is literally the best exercise to grow your chest at home. So if you want to have the best exercise to grow your pronunciation at home, just try shadowing, right? I'm not going to tell you about this new cool exercise that is going to help you improve your pronunciation. No, it's just shadowing, okay? So you're not immersing yourself in English and fully aligning your life to English. This is the last point, and it's probably the most important one, which is why you have this problem. So you want to find more ways to practice and spend time in English. And this is what my successful students have in common. So when I identified some of my most successful students, I realized that they just spend more time in English. They just find more ways to spend time in English. They just try to align their life. They're trying to, it's like, for example, if they have kids, they talk to their kids in English, okay? Which is funny. If they have their business, they're trying to like align it for specifically for English. So they're trying to do everything in English. They're trying to have more calls with people from different countries. They're trying to network with people from different countries. They're trying to learn new information in English. They're watching content in English, not about English, but in English. They also set all of their devices, everything to English. They watch TV shows only in English. They only read books in English. And that's why they're so successful. That's why they can speak good English. And English is, and so if English is so important, why not make it a priority? Why not make it a priority, right? If English is really important for you, and if it's going to increase your income like this from this to this, I don't know, 10x your income, for example, when you speak good English, why not make it a priority? Why not prioritize it? Because if you want to get more sales in your business, for example, well, you want to prioritize the thing that you are lacking. For example, you don't get enough customers. So you want to prioritize getting more customers in order to get to your desired outcome, right? The same thing is here. If you are going to make more money when you start learning English and when you start taking it seriously, then just prioritize learning English and you're gonna achieve this outcome. Amazing, right? So most people do only 1 hour. So just multiply their effort. So it's like most people just simply spend 1 hour shadowing per day, right? Or they listen to music 1 hour per day. And of course, they're going to improve their pronunciation. But if you spend 5 hours instead of 1 hour, you're going to make 5 times more progress. And the outcome that you're going to get is going to be 5 times better, right? So this is what Alex Hormozy said. You just simply need to do more instead of learning more. The thing is, let me be honest with you. I don't know your specific problem. Maybe you're struggling with managing your time. Maybe it's pronunciation of specific sounds or words that worries you specifically. Or maybe you're just a speaker from a specific country where it's difficult to pronounce specific words. So in this video, I can give you a great solution. So this solution is pretty good, right? Just spend more time on learning English. But again, it's not 100% for you. So you want to get a personalized approach. So if you want to get great results even faster with the same approach, you can get a free personalized roadmap from me inside my free community called Global Entrepreneur. So personalized roadmap is basically a personalized learning plan to transform your spoken English in 6 months. So again, it's absolutely free and you can get it inside my free community and the link to it is down below. And now let's just summarize everything quickly. So the first thing is do 10 times more to get crystal clear pronunciation and find more ways how to spend more time, because if there's a will, there's always a way. So if you think that, well, I can't spend more time on learning English, well, it means that you don't have the will. You don't have this willpower to think about it, right? But if you have the willpower to think about it, if you are determined to spend more time in learning English, you are definitely going to find some time. You're not as busy as you think. You probably waste a lot of time on meaningless stuff, okay? And again, inside this personalized roadmap, I'm also going to help you with that. So if you struggle with uh, time commitments, if you struggle with identifying um, the time when you can practice your English, I'm also going to help you with that. But now let's talk about the next thing, which is also really important. So that was the pronunciation part, and now let's talk about grammar. So when we learn grammar, we want to spend as little time as possible on it. When we talk about pronunciation, we want to spend a lot of time on it. We want to spend like 10 hours a day. Of course, I'm kidding. You can spend like 2 or 3 hours and you're going to get amazing results. But if you want to get more results, just spend more time, right? And in terms of grammar, we want to spend less time. So we want to spend zero time, 0 hours on it because it's just boring, right? It's like I have this funny picture where, literally the grammar book literally gets burned, okay? So if you want to master verb tenses, passive and active voice, collocations, intonations, just please stop because we want clear English, not perfect, right? One time I spent 10 hours making a presentation for an 8-minute video and I got 400 views, okay? And then I spent 10 minutes writing a script for a 20-minute video. So I literally spent less time writing a script than recording a video. And I got 2,000 views. You see the difference? And it was never about the presentation or the script. It was always about the idea behind the video. Okay? So let that sink in. It was never about the presentation or script. I could spend 10 hours making a presentation or a script and nobody will watch, nobody's going to watch this video. Or I can spend just 10 minutes on a script or a presentation and I would get a lot more views. It was always about the idea, right? Idea plays a crucial role here. If you want to get good English, do things in order of importance. So this is just an example of recording videos on YouTube. But if you want to get good English, do things in order of importance. Because here again, idea matters more than the script itself. So what is more important? Idea. And then comes the presentation. And then comes the colors in the presentation and something else. So again, idea, presentation, and then colors in your presentation. Okay? Because if you change colors in your presentation, or if you try to make it perfect, if you try to have like a nice font and you try to make it designed in a way that looks really good, people are not going to watch it unless you have a good idea. Of course, people will always appreciate you having good colors in your presentation, but they will never watch it unless the presentation, the idea behind the presentation is good. So the same thing applies to English. The first thing you want to really focus on is to just copy others, okay? Then it's about getting feedback, and then it's about learning grammar. If you want to become an articulate speaker and if you want to speak fluently, it's all just about copying the way other people speak. And then it's about getting feedback so you speak better the next time. And then it's about learning grammar. And learning grammar is just like colors in your presentation. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter what color you have in your presentation because what matters more is the idea. Idea is like 1,000 and colors in your presentation is like 1, okay? And the same thing applies to English. So the real question is, what does it mean to copy others? Well, copying others basically means that you're going to consume and speak. First, you copy them, you consume the way they speak, you consume their videos, and then you speak. You speak yourself. So you paste. You paste your own copy. And it's literally like AI. So first, AI copies pictures of a white tiger, okay? And then it creates its own version of a white tiger, right? And in the beginning, AI was pretty bad. at making pictures, right? As you can see here, when you just do a couple of iterations, a couple of steps, it's going to look pretty good, but still not quite yet. It's like you still don't understand what the hell is this, right? Eventually, as you practice creating, you're going to get better. So AI gets better at this skill. And eventually it looks like a tiger. And so after 20 iterations, it actually looks like a tiger and it looks really good, right? So AI doesn't know how to paint. It only knows how to copy. It literally only knows how to copy these pictures and create its own version. It doesn't know how to paint. It doesn't know all these different painting rules. It's like, oh, you need to make it symmetrical. You need to like add eyes. You need to add mouth and nose and stuff like that. It doesn't know anything about that. What it knows is it knows that there's a bunch of pictures, they look pretty cool, and I just need to copy them in my own way. Okay? And that's how AI is able to create amazing pictures. Okay? Then of course it kind of learns how to create better pictures. It learns all these different tricks in order to make a better picture. It learns different rules, different painting rules. But it all starts with just copying. Okay? And that's what you want to do. You also want to copy other people. Just be like AI. Simply consume other people, consume other people's content, and then speak in the way that is similar to them. Okay, but still speak in your own way because you are a separate human being and you're going to speak differently from them, right? You're going to speak in your own unique way when you develop your English voice. So consume content and then speak about it. And if you want me to go deeper on this, I'm going to like literally show you all the cards because I did the same thing. As you can see, here's a video by a guy named Sam Ovens. It's a successful entrepreneur, and he made a video about why today's results came from last year's work. That's a pretty good video on entrepreneurship, on how to take action, on why it takes so long to get results from your actions. And I really enjoyed this video. I've consumed this 25-minute video entirely, and I wanted to create something similar. So that's what I did. I simply created the same video, but I was talking about my own topic, which is English. Okay? So I shared my own personal stories. I even printed the same paper, right? And I was trying to make it similar to him, but in my own unique way. So again, I consumed this video and then I spoke about this idea in my own way. Yes, this is literally all you have to do if you want to get good grammar, because that's how I improved it. I simply copied from Sam Ovens the way he speaks, his grammar, his pronunciation, and his vocabulary, and I used it in my own video. But when you copy others, you also want to get feedback. So like I said in the beginning, first thing you want to do is you want to copy others, but then you also want to get feedback, okay? So it's like the idea and the presentation example. If you have the idea, that's great, but you haven't implemented it yet. So you want to record a presentation, you want to make the presentation. So people can actually watch your video, because if it's just an idea, it's in your head. You actually want to make it real. So in this case, it's kind of similar, because first we copy people, we consume and then speak. We actually create like our own presentation. We can record videos on YouTube, or we can speak to others, sharing our ideas about the thing that we have watched on YouTube. And then we just want to get feedback on it. We want to get feedback on the way we speak. So it's important to see yourself from a third person's view, because if you cannot see yourself from a third person's view, it is really difficult to understand if you're good or not. That's why it's important to have someone who can analyze your mistakes. And when I was reading the book called Thinking Fast and Slow, I understood a really powerful concept, which is when we are speaking, we're thinking fast and simple. Okay, we're not thinking fast and slow, we're thinking fast and simple. So right now, as I'm speaking, I probably made some mistakes here and there. Why? Because I was thinking fast. I just couldn't allow myself to spend more time thinking. Because, well, I'm in a flow and I want to like present this video as fast as possible so you get value from it. And when we see others speaking, we can analyze what they say. So we think slower and better. So the thing is, when you are speaking, you can only think fast. But when you see other people speaking, you can analyze what they say, right? You can analyze what they say, and it takes a bit longer for you to analyze, but you're going to have a clear representation of the way they spoke. And so you can actually give them feedback on the way they speak because you will see the mistakes that they've made. So you will continue making same mistakes until you realize that you have them. And you can fix them when you write or when others give you feedback on your speech, right? So when you're writing like an essay, you can see all of the mistakes that you've made. Why? Because it's like you're thinking slow. You can like rewrite the text completely. You can think as much as you can, as much as you want, because you don't have like a camera pointing at you, or you don't have a friend recording you, or it's like you're not speaking to someone, right? But when you're speaking, again, you can't do that. It's like you have no time to fix all of your mistakes when you speak. So you know that you're making tons of mistakes, but you can't fix them because you're focusing on all of them at once. This is the next point, which is that you know that you're making mistakes when you're speaking, but the thing is, how do we fix those mistakes? This is the real question here. So in order to fix the mistakes that you're making, all you have to do is to just spend all of your energy on one single mistake, because it's really difficult to fix all of your mistakes at once. You want to fix just one mistake. So this is how it looks like. It's like you focus on trying to solve a lot of mistakes and it doesn't work. That's why instead of consuming top 5 mistakes videos and grammar books, you should focus on fixing just one mistake at a time. So you probably watch all these different videos again. It's like an information overload. You're trying to master your English. You're trying to sound perfect. And so you're trying to solve all these mistakes at once. And that's why it takes you so long. It's like you're trying to learn all these idioms. You're trying to learn 1001 idiom to master your English, but it doesn't work. Why? Because you want to focus on one thing at a time. It's like, of course, I'm making this video for people who can already speak a little bit, right? For people who can speak in English, but they make a lot of mistakes. And in order to fix them, all you have to do is just fix one mistake at a time. So you want to follow this clear and focused approach instead. So it's literally this. Fix this, okay? Fix this mistake, and that's it. When you follow this approach, the results that you're going to get are going to be insane. I'm telling you. So remember about the roadmap that I talked about. I will help you identify and get rid of those 1 or 3 mistakes that you're making right now, so you will be closer on your goal to becoming fluent. So in this roadmap, again, I will talk about some productivity advice for you, specifically for you, so you can improve your English faster in those 6 months. And also I will pinpoint some of the mistakes that you're making so you can make progress faster. And you can actually identify some of those future mistakes that you're going to make. So again, you can get it inside my free community called Global Entrepreneur. Link is down below. And now let's summarize this chapter. So you want to consume content, speak about it, and get feedback and fix one mistake at a time. So again, consume content, watch videos on YouTube, watch your favorite YouTubers that you want to copy, and then speak about this content, or speak and like copy the way they speak. And then when you do that, you're going to sound a lot better. You already will eliminate a lot of those mistakes that you were probably making. And then you just get feedback and solve some of those specific mistakes that you're still making. And this way, you are literally going to have crystal clear English. Not crystal clear English, but really good pronunciation, because when you copy the way other people speak, you also improve your pronunciation as well. So the last step is all about confidence. How to stop sounding so boring when you are trying to speak. The thing is, we sound boring because we are afraid to speak. We just lack confidence when you are trying to speak. And it doesn't matter if you're an introvert, if you're an extrovert, you may still struggle with it. Okay? You struggle with it probably because you made mistakes in English, you felt stupid, maybe your English teacher yelled at you in school, maybe like your other other teachers used to yell at you in school, and so you felt like, oh well, I'm not sure if I should speak up in this situation. Then maybe you had a bully in school, and that also kind of impacted your mindset and your confidence in general. Then maybe you had some negative comments online. Maybe it's like one time you try to publish a YouTube video in English, and then someone said to you, "Oh, bro, your pronunciation sucks," or something like that. Maybe people are just not listening to you when you are speaking in English, and that kind of developed trauma in your brain, in your mind. So let me tell you a quick story. I went through like a lot of negative experience myself, and let me talk about that. So I went to school, and honestly, I hated English. Like, this was not my favorite subject at all in the beginning. The grammar was boring. I like, honestly, I copied my friend's homework once, not even once, I did it a couple of times, and my teacher called me a dirty pig for that. Okay, my English teacher called me a dirty pig on an English lesson, and so I still remember this. I still remember this stuff that happened like 10 years or maybe like 11 years ago, and then we got a new English teacher who gave us even more pointless homework. So I felt really bad when I had a new English teacher because there was just so much pointless homework. It was just so boring. Grammar, like memorizing grammar, pronunciation, verb tenses, and stuff like that. So I never did my homework. And I always got yelled at in class by my teacher. My teacher used to always yell at me because I never did homework and I was like a really bad student, especially when I was learning English. And then another new teacher came in. I had a third English teacher, maybe even fourth, I don't know. Yeah, I think I had three English teachers. So she gave us more dumb homework and secretly wanted me to fail because I picked English as a final exam. I was like, you know what? I actually like English. So in ninth grade, I actually started enjoying learning English. And because of that, I was like, you know what? I can pick an English exam, but I was not confident in myself, and my English was actually pretty bad back then. And my teacher was like, well, there is no way you're going to complete this exam. I guess I'm going to make you fail or something like that. And I didn't like it, honestly. I didn't like the attitude my teacher had towards me. Of course, I was kind of dumb myself. It was like my problem, but I just wanted to pass the English test, you know? This was me. So then I tried recording my first videos in English. I felt so embarrassed that I almost broke my keyboard. This is literally what happened. It's like I was recording a YouTube video, I was making a lot of mistakes when I was trying to speak. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to. That was really bad. And then I tried to use Duolingo, and I felt like I wasn't learning anything as well. So I tried to use Duolingo, and I was like, what the hell is that? Uh, is this the way people improve their English? It's so boring. Like, I'm never going to learn English. This was my mindset. I'm never going to learn English. I'm never going to become confident in English. And after those negative experiences, my confidence was crushed. I felt embarrassed speaking English for many years. But then something changed. I enjoyed a bunch of TV shows and YouTube videos in English. So when I started watching TV shows and YouTube videos in English, I started enjoying consuming that kind of stuff. Then I switched all of my devices to English, and that was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of improving my English. And also, I started to understand TV shows and YouTube videos, and so that was kind of like a positive experience. Then I tried speaking with my friends in English. That was fun. I listened to a lot of music in English. I enjoyed it. And then I started learning English, and that was really fun to sing music in English, right? I felt like a native speaker. Then I passed my English exam, that exam, with a really good grade. So that was a positive experience. And then my teacher was like, really? Nice, nice, Artem. That's really good. So then I started my 3D modeling career in English, and I tried to sell 3D models online, and I made my first money. I made my first sale. Then I recorded my first faceless video in English, and that was pretty cool. Then I tried to record my first video, the first video with my face in English, and that felt even more amazing. But still, like I almost broke my keyboard, but still, it was kind of a positive experience for me. Then I started practicing speaking to lots of people in English. I made a lot of friends in English. That was like a really positive experience for me. Then I went on my first call with a customer in English. I started my own community in English. I made my first 1 hour long video in English. It was like 7 months ago. Then I went on my first group call in English, and that was amazing. That was really good. People enjoyed speaking to me. I enjoyed speaking to them. I hosted my first webinar, my first client, my first date in English. Even that, I got like a couple of dates in English already. Then I helped my first client a lot in English, and he got amazing results. I found hundreds of English speaking friends. I built my global network. Then I went on a lot of networking calls in English, and they were really fun. I did more than 250 calls and recorded more than 250 videos in English successfully. I'm running my successful business as an English coach. I spoke to people from almost all countries in English. I've built a big network of people in English, and I read more than 50 books in English. As you can see, here's the stack of proof why I am a confident English speaker. So I have more proof that I'm a confident English speaker, right? Rather than all these negative things. Okay, these negative things, like they don't even matter to me anymore. I don't care about them. So, positives destroy all negatives. And it's literally 8 versus 24, right? I had more positive experience than negative experience in English. And because of that, I'm able to speak confident and clear English. And you can do the same, right? The thing is, you just want to spend more time doing positive stuff in English, and that's going to grow and develop your positive and confident mindset in English. So think of more ways how you can create more positive experiences in English. I mean, just copy me, just copy this list if you want. I made this list for you so you can try some of these things, and you can try to make them more specific for you, and you can try to achieve them as well. And I think that's going to help you a lot. So here's how I did it before I became confident. The thing is, I did all these things when I was not confident. It's like you just have to accept this fact. You cannot become confident first. You first need to do the thing, even if you're not confident. But there's a simple trick that you can play on your mind that is going to make you feel more confident even before you have like a big stack of positive experiences. So even if you have like 8 negative experiences or 10 negative experiences and just one positive experience, you're still going to feel confident. But now you probably have a question. What if I can't switch my mindset? What if it's so difficult? What if I have so many like bad experiences in English that it's impossible for me to become a different person? Well, let me tell you a quick story. One time I had a meetup with one of my followers. It was actually 4 months ago. And so she's an English teacher, and she was really interested in the content that I was making, especially that video that like blew up and it got 40,000 views. So it was about how I learn English 14 hours a day like a monk. So she wrote me a message. Oh, that's a pretty cool video. Are you from St. Petersburg by any chance? And I was like, well, actually, yes, I live there. I'm from Russia and I live in St. Petersburg. And she was like, well, me too. So let's meet up. So that was pretty cool. And we met up together in like a week or so. And after talking for 2 hours, she said to me, let's switch to Russian. Okay, so we literally had a conversation for 2 hours and we were speaking only in English, even though we knew our native language. We knew Russian, right? Which is funny. We didn't talk in Russian at all. And I was like, да, без проблем. We can switch to Russian. There's no problem. So, which basically means, yes, there's no problem. We can speak in Russian. Well, I guess there was a bit of a problem. Suddenly, I became more reserved. I became a bit nervous, and I really didn't know what to say. I was not like extremely nervous. I was just like kind of, I don't know, bored, or I just didn't know what to say. I was like, okay, so what should I talk about in Russian specifically? And she just randomly said to me, you know what, you're just kind of boring in Russian. I just started laughing after that because, well, it's actually true. Actually, I'm really boring in my native language. If you ever meet me in real life, which probably you will sometime in the future, if you ask me to speak in my native language, and if you actually know Russian, you will understand how boring I am in my native language. I mean, of course, I can hold the conversation. I can talk to everybody. I can tell stories. I can like say everything in Russian. I can communicate the same way. But like honestly, I perceive myself as more boring in my native language. Just because in English I had more experience talking with people. So of course I showed you the stack of proof of of the things that I did in English, and that's how kind of how I developed the confidence in English, right? And so this means that you can certainly transform your identity, especially in a different language. All you have to do is to just show this big stack of proof that you did all these amazing things in a different language, and this will help you sound confident and clear in a different language. But you might sound a bit boring in your native language if you train your English personality too much. Okay, that's what I did. At least for me, it's like I trained my English so much that sometimes I just forget to speak my native language. And so there's an exercise that will help you develop your personality in any language. And I'm going to show it to you right now. And there's like a simple exercise that you can do that is going to help you not sound, even sound actually, sound and feel more confident even before you actually become that person. Okay. So I visualized a positive situation. So let me tell you a story. One time I was recording my first video in English, and I visualized it's going to be awesome. I'm going to record this video and it's going to be amazing. I'm going to make less mistakes and people will actually watch this video. And so I visualized this. So I closed my eyes. I started thinking about this thing. I started thinking about how many people I will attract with this video, about how confident I will sound on this recording, how good the video is going to be, how much value I will bring to people. And when I visualize this positive situation, I press record. I record myself speaking in English. And guess what happened? The way I spoke in that video was completely different from the videos I did before. So I started acting in that way. I started acting in the way I was acting in my mind, in my dream. So I got those positive situations in real life. I got more of those positive recordings. It's like I started enjoying it. I stopped beating my keyboard when I was trying to record a YouTube video. And I'm always confident in that situation when I'm recording videos and other situations as well. Okay? So it literally translated to other situations. For example, when I started recording videos on YouTube, I actually became more confident speaking to other people because I could illustrate my point and I could tell stories, right? So it made me confident in different situations, which is amazing. So visualize yourself in a positive situation before you are about to do this thing, right? Or before you're about to end up in this situation. And it's literally going to become more positive. Okay? So you do it intentionally. It's like you sit down on your chair, and you actually close your eyes and you visualize it for 1 to 5 minutes. Okay? When you do that, then proceed and do the action and like put yourself in this situation. When you do that, the results are going to be completely different. You will feel a lot more confident. And this is literally the best exercise you can do if you want to sound and be and feel more confident. And it's all just in your mind. That's why mindset is powerful when learning English. So the thing is, all these insecurities, all these doubts, all these things that are stopping you right now from achieving this confident and fluent English are just in your mind, okay? It's like you already know vocabulary, like you already know a lot of words in English. You already watched thousands of videos online on how to speak better English. You already understand the way native speakers speak, and you already know all these grammatical rules in your brain subconsciously. So it's all just about your mindset when you are speaking on camera or to other people. So that's why mindset is so powerful when learning English. And let me give you like a simple example. So here we have two cars, okay? So one is $1,000 and the other is $100,000. So this one is pretty cheap, this one is expensive. And here we also have, let me quickly demonstrate, we also have fuel. So we have cheap fuel for a car, we have cheap gasoline, and we also have expensive gasoline. So this gasoline costs 10 times, 100 times more, right? So if we have a cheap car and expensive gasoline, we are not going to get far, right? Because the car is going to break, and even if we pour like really expensive gasoline, it's still going to break, right? Because it's a very, very cheap car. And if we have a very expensive car, but very cheap gasoline, what's going to happen? Literally the same thing. The car won't get far. And if we have cheap gasoline and cheap car, we also are not going to get far. Because we want to have good gasoline and good car in order to get to our goals. Make sense? So, if you want to get results fast in whatever you're doing, especially in learning English, you want to pay for gasoline and you want to pay for a car, right? It makes sense. You want to spend more, you want to improve your gasoline and your car if you want to get far. So the right engine and the right fuel equals success. Engine is the way you learn English, and fuel is your mindset. So if you buy a course that is kind of bad, it teaches you a lot of grammar and it's not practical, it's just theory, you're not going to get far, even if you have a good mindset, right? But if you have good course or good guidance from somebody, and if you apply, I don't know, if you apply advice from this video, for example, and you actually have really good mindset, you're going to make a lot of progress, which is what you want, right? You want to have good learning system, and also you want to have good mindset. So this is literally it. This is literally all you need to know if you want to become fluent in 2025 and 2026 and 2027. Probably you're going to become fluent in 6 months if you do everything correctly. Because right now your level of English is not zero. You can already speak a little bit, and speaking fluently is not that big of a deal, right? Which is amazing. So like and subscribe if you enjoy this 1 hour guide. And if you want to get the right engine, if you want to get an amazing car, like $100,000 car, and if you want to get your $1,000 vehicle, get a free personalized learning roadmap from me inside my free community. Link is down below. And I see you in the next video. Bye bye.